Hey guys, Grumpy here with another episode of Banished. So let's go ahead and continue. If I had to guess, there's probably like 2 or 3 more episodes in this series. We're doing really well. We're advancing pretty quickly. In this episode, I'd like to gather seeds for a farm. Sorry, I want to gather wheat for our farm so we can start brewing alcohol, and then also upgrading our houses from wooden houses to stone houses. That'll secure us a lot more firewood that we can trade away for better resource gathering. So let's go ahead and slow things down a little bit. We're building some more houses here, which is good. Something that I forgot about is venison actually makes a really good trade resource because you get so much of it, and it trades for 3 value each. So what I need to do is go to the town hall and see how much food we have. We have 1,400 venison, but we do have a lot of people. I'd be willing to trade away some of that venison. Let's say like 500 to start, and then see where our food ends up. We do have some educated people, which is pretty good. Last year we pulled in 600 fish. That was with 1 person. Let's see with 5 people how that goes. Rewatching my previous episodes, I still don't know how that guy died of starvation. That was just like really random. My guess is it was a nomad that didn't have a house yet, and because he didn't have a house, he starved. I'm not exactly sure like what happened there. But it is what it is. I'm gonna rebuild this cemetery because I don't really like how it is. And like one of the last few things that we need to do, of course, is finish this chapel cemetery combo. As far as places to put our farms, I was thinking about that. So the most optimal farm layout for one farmer is a 10 by 15, and the most optimal is a 15 by 15. But we don't really have anywhere to put 15 by 15s. We could kind of reclaim some of this northern part. I'm gonna get rid of this stockpile while we're here. I know I've built and destroyed these stockpiles like 10 times. That was something that annoyed me while I was rewatching my gameplay. But man, maybe we can get away with farms in the north. Oh, did not mean to build that. So we might be able to get away with that over here. And then, surprise, surprise, we're going to go ahead and destroy these stockpiles for the 10th time. The stockpiles are temporary. Like, you really just need them there so that the citizens can gather things efficiently, and then eventually the market vendors will be able to retrieve them from those stockpiles. Them themselves being there doesn't really matter so much. It's just to save the back and forth. Okay. One thing I remembered I did is I converted this to iron. I think I need to switch back to coal now. What I really need to do is I really need to open a second mine so that I can bring in iron and coal at the same time. But we're not quite there yet. Nice. 1,000 venison. The steel tool should last us a while, so like as we flip-flop the mine back and forth, as long as we pay attention and remember to flip it every once in a while, we should never run out of steel tools. So like the blacksmith will be a beacon that if that symbol comes up where they can't process anything, then we know we need to switch the mine back over. In fact, I'm gonna double the amount of workers we have in the mine. Yeah, food is looking stark, and that's because we took 500 venison away, but it being early autumn, I don't know, that doesn't leave a lot of time to gather resources. Looks like we had a really bad year at the gatherer's hut. Not exactly sure what happened there. And then we had a really bad year at the fishing dock. Because I don't think they're going to be able to make up that difference. Interesting. Alright, Garrel. Need you to pull your weight, man. Yeah, so a lot of the difficulty on in this game mode is just feeding everyone. Once you secure those sources of food, though, you can start to venture out into other, um, I guess ventures would be the best way to explain it. Mm. You have 16 fish in your pocket. Okay, guy. Thankfully, both these citizens are educated. So they should start pulling in a little bit more fish. I'm just very concerned with how little food they've produced. A little concerning. Alright. Symbol on the blacksmith means we need to swap over the mine. Actually, it looks like we need more coal. Our blacksmith just hasn't picked up any coal from this mine yet. We lost our vendor. So we'll pull one trader in and we'll make them a vendor. Yeah, so here's the difficulty. We're gonna start losing people due to old age. Unfortunately, there's not anything we can do about that. I think we rushed pretty hard to get citizens. Like, we even went so far as to get a town hall and accept that first nomad migration, but our people just got old real quick. The good news is there will be a lot more houses available for families. So that's a positive. Alright, let's see what the food is looking like now that everybody's... Okay, good. So they caught up to the last year, but the last year was just one individual bringing in fish. There's 4 of you here. Are you all educated? Some of you are. 2 of you, half of you are educated. Okay. What you can do is you can manipulate the employees, so you can go down to 2, employ them somewhere else, and then bring in another 2 and keep refreshing to make sure that all your citizens here are educated. But in order to ensure that they don't get the job and then leave, you also have to flush the houses. So it can be a little tricky if you want to manipulate where people end up. I'm not going to do all that. I think we're going to have enough food for the winter. Worst case scenario, we could expel this 500 venison. That'll feed 5 people for a year. Yeah, that could be a make or break. So We'll just keep an eye on things. We are just not getting enough coal out of this mine. Interesting. I'm gonna trade away the remaining iron tools, just so that we only have steel tools in rotation. I'm actually gonna lower this down to 50. Same thing here. I'm gonna lower the herbalist just so that we have just more like laborers wandering around. All of our traders ended up here. Okay. Now, is it a good idea to build um, more houses when we already face a food crisis? Absolutely not. This is a terrible idea. But those are some of the, I guess, risks you have to assess when you're playing this game mode. I'm not too interested in getting another fishing dock. Yeah. Our hunting cabin pulled in 760. You pulled in 1,000. Problem is I don't really have woods elsewhere. We kind of do need to do something to assess this, or to fix this deficit, this food deficit. A fishing dock really is not it. But it doesn't require that much land. Plus, we already have a fishing dock here, so like any fishermen that spawn should occupy these houses. So you shouldn't be too far away from their work. And I mean, realistically, like this is just a better spot. But that's gonna take too much to get going. I want to make sure that they don't overlap at all. That's the first building that I'm placing without a lot of confidence. I'm not too sure how that's going to work out. And we want to make sure that we build a storage barn right next to it. I don't know if the fishing hut will generate enough food for our growing citizens, but we'll see. They pull in 702. I mean, 4 workers for 700 fish is atrocious. That's like 200 fish per person. I'll have to study this next year, because this should be producing like 1,400 fish. It's a really good spot. I'm gonna post some leather in here also. Just 50 leather. Leather I think trades for like 12 value. So that's also another good trade resource. All right. Now, something I should do is I should build a boarding house. And one way that you can use a boarding house, it houses people while you're upgrading their houses so they don't go homeless, so they don't risk dying during harsh weather like the winter. But something you can also use it for, which I haven't tried this, but I've a theory crafted it. You can use it to hold old people that you don't want occupying homes anymore. So when people turn 50, they stop having children. In theory, what you could do is with a boarding house, you could stuff it full of old people who aren't gonna have children because they don't reproduce in the boarding house. It's like shared living. You could put all your old people in there. They'll still work their jobs, but they won't be taking up houses, which will go to the younger people, who will settle them and generate new families. So that could be one way to quickly expand your population. Now, I haven't tried that before, but I'm pretty sure that that would work. And I don't know if that's something that we should do right now because again, we do have that housing crisis, or not the housing crisis, the food crisis. But that is something that I'm considering. I kind of want our old people, if we do this plan, to work at like the market and work as traders. So I'm gonna build a boarding house kind of close to this economic zone. They can be like Walmart greeters. This is gonna restrict our circles, so we might want to consider moving the forest lodge over here, but for right now, we'll just leave that as is. And then we'll build that road there. So this is going to require a lot of stone, which is something that we struggled with earlier, and we do need to look towards upgrading to stone houses. But I think it's worth it. I think this will help deal with like our population control. Okay, so 762 fish. So you guys will pull out like 800 fish in a year? That's not good. What are you guys doing? What are you doing? Let me just follow you for a little bit. One of the best ways to figure out what's going on is to just follow your workers. I think it's because they're not happy. And the reason they're not happy is because I don't have a chapel. And oh, I don't have wells. I could build wells. Um, they don't have a chapel, which generates happiness. They don't have a tavern, which also generates happiness. And they don't have any wells, like anywhere in the city, which is a mistake on my part. So let's go ahead and slap down some wells. Just put down wells like here. So that should bring them a little bit of happiness. Unhappy workers will idle a lot. So if you see here, there's a happiness of 2 stars. For half the year, basically, they're going to idle. So that's why their productivity is so low. I'm guessing it's the same with these individuals. So like there should be a moment where it'll say Glindy the fisherman is idling. You're gathering fuel? Why are you going so far? Oh, you're going to the market. There might be some benefit in upgrading this to a stone road. We'll see. I wish there was something like in Oxygen Not Included where if you follow a particular person, their happiness goes up. So in Oxygen Not Included, I think it's like being watched lowers stress. Alright, let's see what you're doing. So you brought fuel to your house. And now you're picking up resources. You're gonna grab fish and you're gonna put it in the barn, storage barn. Okay. So you're not idling, which is good. We're just not getting that much fish. Which is not good. Alright. The reserve of stone is low, the reserve of logs are low. Yeah. Alright. Well, the good news is everyone survived the winter so far. Looks like we have enough food coming in. We did not exceed last year's results for our gatherer. We're still collecting fish over here. 852. Really, you don't become generating excess food until you get your farms online. Because you yield like 700 food, 800 food per worker. For the trade-off of some land. Reserves with logs as well. Yeah. True. Alright, we'll speed it back up. Okay. And we do need to keep in mind that, like, if we need more population, we can always just disable the schoolhouse. And it'll eject the children. They won't be educated, but they'll start families and they'll settle. They'll pick up new jobs. So. Cut back on traders. We'll go up on fishing dock workers. See, like right now, we kind of want more population, but for this instance, we'll disable this fish. Well, we'll limit this fishing dock to just one person because it's going to be inefficient. Oh, that's not how you do that. It's going to be inefficient because this person, after they fish, has to walk all the way to the storage barn. Once this storage barn is built, though, we'll plus up the workers here. So let's just leave it at 5 fishermen and continue on. I'm actually going to turn our labor into a builder because I really want these wells built. We'll increase the priority of those wells. Okay. We just don't have enough logs. So something you can do, I wouldn't recommend it. It is a short-term fix. You can just manually issue a harvest command and your laborers or traders or free villagers will go ahead and cut all these trees down for you. The issue is it'll disrupt your gathering hut, herbalist, and to a small degree your hunting cabin for a while. And for a while, I mean like 4 or 5 years. Okay. So last year they pulled in 922. Still not that good. We'll see if with a little bit more stability they'll perform better this year. More housing in the area, storage barn being emptied, second storage barn in the area. They'll be a little happier with this well in place. The children enjoying the mine. Don't worry. Uh, Montgomery, they'll soon. Another child yearning for the mine. They love to congregate near the mines. Alright. Something that we should consider is building another trading post. Just to double the number of merchants we have visiting us per year. But trading posts are extremely expensive, and we need like 2 good merchant visits to get additional resources so that we can facilitate building more trading posts. Our initial visits have been pretty lackluster, but it makes sense, right? If it's your first visit, you're not going to send an entire convoy full of your town's resources. You're going to send like an initial small deposit. See, they're already at 400 for the year, and it's early summer. So I don't know what was going on earlier. Just a bad year, I guess. So this year, 4 people should produce maybe like 1,400 fish, I'd imagine. Mm. Considering we have enough herbs, I'm going to call the herbalist. I'm going to leave the physician here just in case there is an outbreak. Well, if there's an outbreak, we can just apply the physician again. And I'm going to take out the tailor. And with these 3 individuals, we're going to increase the amount of stones being produced. Because that seems like what's holding us back right now. We need to get these wells up very quickly. And then worst case scenario, we will eject the schoolhouse students. And that's 3 more laborers. Including the teacher, that would be 4 laborers. Oh. Yeah. Late summer, we're already up to 500. 600 fish. Okay. I know the priority is supposed to be the wells, but if we can just knock this storage barn out real quick, I think that would be helpful. I'm gonna cut the blacksmith out too and add another builder. Oh, I was thinking of how to get rid of this iron. Because I think if we try to collect it, it won't work. I'm pretty sure if you build a stockpile underneath it. I would say if you build a stockpile underneath it, I'm pretty sure that that would cause them to come along and mine this stuff out. I think you could build a road through it. I'm not sure. Let's try one. Let's try a road to see what happens. Maybe they'll mine that out. Yep. Okay. So that fixed it, kind of. I don't know how we're gonna get this, though. Okay. Please. Please. Please be a good trade. 33 stone, we'll take it. It's not the best, but right now we just need stone. So that's what... 44 is 24? I'm bad at math. 36. We'll take the stone. We do appreciate it. And please, on your next visit, bring some of these other things. In fact, I'm going to leave leather out just to increase the amount of resources that we get from these. Alright. So with that, I think that's all the iron tools that we had, so we can go ahead and drop this down to 0. And with a little bit of stone, we should build this storage barn, hopefully with that. Oh, I need to build a stockpile near... So this isn't a great place for trading posts. Ideally, you want space for a storage barn and for a stockpile next to the trading post, like directly adjacent to it. There's kind of that here, but this walking back and forth is going to be a problem once we start getting bigger shipments. Okay. Well, I think that's going to conclude the episode because I don't know what happened to the camera. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully my game isn't crashed. Other than that, Grumpy out.